Yo, what's up, y'all? We're back for another Chakra Logic talk. I'm your divine guy, here to lead the way, one of them. Hope you're all having a beautiful day. It's a Lionsgate day today, so that's pretty exciting, intriguing. But I think it's very apropos that today is our Heart Chakra day. And of course, I got my green on, vibing with the green, and we're gonna get into some of these functions, the imbalances, and ways to activate and balance out your heart chakra. Heart chakra is a really cool heart chakra. It's a really cool chakra, I should say. Yeah, let me see. I'll give a quick little recap first before I get into it of the lower three that we went over. So we have the one, which is the root chakra, which is how you are rooted to the ground. 2, you got your sacral chakra. It has to do with how your body and the body of the world and others are like interact with one another. And then you have 3, your solar plexus, your ego chakra, that talks about, okay, now that you have others that are like you, who are you amongst them? Like how are you interacting with them? Are you the leader? Or are you the follower? Are you the dad, the mom, the child, whatever, the student, the teacher, so all those things. But now, once you get over that, now we get to our heart chakra. And I love the heart chakra. It's a beautiful thing. Let me explain why. Get the little bees with me. Okay, let's talk about it. I'll try to make this as clear as I can. Hopefully y'all get with where I'm coming from. So, if you look at your human body and the divine design of it, you got the 2, which is the root, which is your masculine, feminine, whatever. The duality aspect of yourself being rooted to the ground, which is here. Imagine that being here, your root chakra. And so after that, you have your sacral chakra. It's like how your connection to the rest of the world. It's the like the desires that are playing out and stuff, right? The things that that make life sweet, kind of. And then you have your ego, this chakra, right? Your solar plexus chakra, which is kind of like a step above that, like I mentioned before. And then you have your heart chakra, which is like in the middle, right? And then you got your throat, third eye, and crown chakra, right? So, the world loves to keep us, the world definitely wants to keep us in our lower 3 chakras. They want to keep you grounded. They want to keep you worried about survival. They sell you on, healthcare. They sell you on insurance. They sell you on stuff that's like, okay, let me secure myself. I need more security. I need more safety. Okay. Well, one step past that is like, okay, well, they want to sell you on your desires, right? They want to sell you on like things that are going to bring you comfort, or things that are, kind of sedate you in a way, or like, destroy you, but, fulfill your desires. And then they're getting sold on your ego. You're getting sold on beauty. You're getting sold on standing out. You're getting sold on, how to be a billionaire, how to be a rapper, all these lifestyles or whatever that they're trying to sell you, trying to keep you in these same lower 3, keep you kind of cycling between these things every day, for 7 days a week for the rest of your life. But your heart chakra is the step above that. This is now when we're kind of connecting to the divine realms and the mundane, I don't know what you want to call it, the human world, man world, mandane. But you got your finite here and your infinite up here. All the chakras up here have to do with this finite, infinite space, which is your mind realm up here. This is your mind. This is the divine design of the human. Your mental space up here, your thoughts, your feelings, all that kind of stuff, where they generate from, all up here, right? And then you have your human side, the pooping, the sex, like the roles that you play out here. This is all here on the finite realm. And then you have the heart in the middle, which is kind of driving that, right? Oh, it's like, I'm hungry, so okay, let me think about some food, or think about what it's going to taste like going in my mouth. Okay, now I'm full. Okay, now it goes back. Okay, dang, that tasted good, or whatever. Now I'm digesting, whatever, or whatever. Like, you're constantly going in this figure 8 motion, and the reason that you're going in it is the heart chakra that's in between. The heart chakra is what connects this infinite space and the finite space. These are vastly, fundamentally different things, right? The earth and the space are two completely different things. However, what connects them is the heart. How can you connect two opposite things that aren't supposed to work together, you know? It doesn't make sense, but that's what the heart's about. It makes sense out of it, you know? The heart is like the miracle child. It's the miracle worker. It's the miracle baby. It's what keeps things fun. It's like, wow. It's the part of it that kind of makes it magical. You're like, wait, what? This all works, you know? Yeah, it works, you know? It's the connecting point between it. It's like how man and woman can be fundamentally have fundamentally different physiologies. You know, like her body is completely different than his, you know? But the two together make a whole new experience. So just like how you had the finite infinite up here, you have the finite down here, this is like a realm of the both. This plane right here, us kind of walking on top of the finite on this sphere is what kind of creates this in-between realm of the infinite and the finite, right? If you were to just try to go down, you're stop here. If you go up, you can keep going and going and going, right? That's the truth. If you go out here, it's kind of a mix of both, right? It's like you can keep going and going and going, but at a certain point, you're gonna get back to where you came, you know? You can only go so far out. Obviously, it's a huge planet, so you can kind of keep going and going and going, but it is an aspect of it that is both truths at the same time. That's how we exist on this plane. That's why we have arms out here by our heart chakra. This is what allows us to interact with this plane. This is what allows us to change. This is how it grounds all these infinite ideas and stuff and mix it with the finite. With our hands, we're able to build things. We're able to work on things. You hear people working. We're able to drive things. We're able to, craft things. We're able to do so much. I'm able to hold this phone up while I'm sending this message out. You know what I mean? Y'all are able to type in this stuff on the computer and click on stuff. Like, you're able to access the world. You're actually able to access this world that we have that is a mix of the infinite and the finite together, you know? That's where all of our ideas kind of come to life and stuff here. So understanding that aspect of what we're doing and our aspect of who we are is understanding the heart. The heart is what connects us to this infinite realm of possibilities in the finite, and appreciates and loves both of them and can understand the connectivity of both of them, as opposed to it being like, oh, okay, that's one thing and this is another, and they don't belong together. And it's like, no, now we're getting into the imbalances. So let's start there. So imbalances of the heart chakra, like I mentioned just a second ago, feeling like things, don't belong, feeling like something's wrong, feeling like, maybe something needs to be fixed constantly, not having a connection to your divine self, kind of being in those lower three chakras. And I'll also say this, that your heart chakra is kind of like it's like the fulcrum, right, on a teeter-totter. So its energy literally represents the balance that you need in all of your chakras. Your heart chakra is the balance that you need in all of your chakras, right? So there's a bit of understanding that you have to kind of balance out your lower three chakras to kind of get yourself to that teetering spot of your heart chakra. So sometimes if your heart chakra is out of balance, you need to go to the bottom three and kind of work out what's causing this imbalance. Other things that could be imbalances with your heart chakra, feeling like hate towards people, or being a hater. Everybody has an opinion, but when you get to a point where you're just like, you really just don't like somebody, or you feel the need to bash on them, or feel the need to tear them down, or to call them names, or to tell people that they needed to die, or like going into that whole, like, some people are like, I've heard it. I heard it close and loud and clear. People telling me that I wish I'd die, and people saying, wishing ill will on people and stuff like that. And if you're in that space, you are far from your heart chakra. You are way far from that. If you're somebody who is constantly tearing other people down to make yourself feel better, or you still feel like there's a separation between you and other people, or between you and the universe, then you're not in your heart. You're not operating in your heart chakra space. Your heart chakra is that miracle baby. It's literally the reason why people, love to eat. Even though we've had thousands of meals, it's not like we're like, you know what? I've already eaten like 1,000, 20,000 times. I'm kind of over this eating thing. Like, I don't want to eat anymore, And it's like even people that are like in their 70s and their 80s still like to eat. They still love to eat food, And it's like, that's where the heart is. That's That's what the heart does. It allows us to enjoy, not just have satisfaction and desires like our sacral chakra, you know, but it's about the enjoyment of life, the gratitude of life, the appreciation of life, you know, being able to see things and be like, wow, that's beautiful. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's cool. You know, that's a step above just fulfilling your desires. That's a step above just trying to pull rank on people. Now we're getting into a place where like we are in love with what is going on. We are above and beyond just the human drama and cycles and all this like role playing kind of stuff, because people be tripping a lot. You know, people want to put you on trips. People want to control your trips, you know. There's a lot. It's kind of hard to get out of that ego matrix that a lot of people are in, and other people put them in, and the lower desires too. But once you can get out of that, you're like, and you don't harbor hate for people, you know, because some people will get out of it, but then they're harboring hate for people. So they'll think they're above it, but they're still kind of in the mix. They haven't unlocked that next one. So your heart chakra is what connects you to having that enjoyment in life, you know, continually to have that enjoyment in life. And it is that connection, like I said, between the infinite and the finite. So you're going back and forth. But every time it hits that little spot in the middle, that is your heart chakra. That is like the cosmic baby that's always young and always like, yeah, I want to again. Well, I want to do it again. Okay, I want to do it again. Now I want to do it again. Now I want to do it again. You know, that's like the cosmic baby, you know what I mean? But you got to like kind of tap into that and be like, you know what? This is fun. And I can't do this over and over and over again, you know? But you also got to get to a space where like you are in a place and in a community and in a playing, you know, have a role that does kind of get you to a spot now that you can, you know, be in love with life and have that gratitude and hold that space more, you know, clearly or firmly. So if you find yourself kind of losing the zest of life, you know, losing a little bit of that spark, losing a little bit of that, you know, inner child, you know, like this has to do with the lower three, you know, just like the ego. Losing a bit of that, like dang it, I gotta keep doing this, you know what I mean? Then yeah, you might want to switch it up. You might be, you know, have too many attachments to things that are like draining your heart chakra, you know, because you're, you know, now that energy of you being able to do stuff over and over and over again is not really being applied to something that you're grateful for, you know, something that you find enjoyment from, is now being applied to something that, you know, you're having to do, you know, to satisfy maybe the lower three chakras. But yeah, so imbalances, at least for me, the heart chakra is pretty simple, because it's really just, in my opinion, it's kind of like love and hate a little bit, you know? There's the love energy that binds everything together. There's a love that makes things work that shouldn't work together, you know? It makes it work to where they have to work together, you know? It's actually pretty freaking cool. It's kind of deep. But it's a beautiful thing though, you know, getting in tune with that love for yourself, getting in tune with that love for the world. You know, it'll be imbalanced if you look at people and you still see a separation between you and them. You know, if you look at other beings occupying the same space and seeing a separation from them, or feeling like you can stomp on something or kill it or whatever, you know, just because. That's not love. That's not allowing things to grow in their own beautiful way like you are. You know, you have to allow things to be. You have to, you know, show, you know, already have the humility from the ego, but now being able to kind of surrender a little bit to that love. Not surrender like, oh, okay, let your guard down, but, you know, kind of let it, you know, let it give you life a little bit, you know. You have to kind of go with the flow. That's a good way of putting it, you know, kind of going with the flow a little bit more and understanding that flow of life. But yeah, if you're in a space, another imbalance, like if you're in a space where you are talking about people, one of the keys that was for me, that was huge eye-opening thing, was understanding that me and every other person, I mentioned this before, you and every other person are literally come from the same energy, you know? You're just born from different women at different times, in different places. I know we all look different and we have different genetics and stuff, but a lot of who your character is and a lot of like who your ego is and all that stuff is really just based off of those simple things. And when you look at people, like I said before, you can't be born in every place. You can't be born at every point in time, you know? There's no, way that you can do that. And a lot of humans are still stuck in this thing that it's like, oh, it's you, me versus y'all, or y'all versus me, or us versus them kind of thing. And, especially at least with the me and the we, kind of having that me versus we kind of thing, or me versus y'all kind of thing. It's definitely out of that love, heart chakra. So you might have to put yourself in more loving environments and stuff like that too. Your environment might be toxic, it might be kind of spiteful or hateful towards you, and so sometimes you might need to just put yourself a little bit more loving spaces, or find more loving spaces for yourself, which has to do with the lower 3 chakras as well. Understanding that other people are you. If you can look at other people like they're you, and you will be on the way of like balancing out that energy. So I'm gonna get right to balancing and stuff too. I don't want this to be too long. But if you are able to see other people as yourself, or see yourself in other people, you're on the way to unlocking your heart chakra. Because you do have that humility and that humbleness from getting out of your ego and thinking like, oh, I'm holier than thou, or I'm, self-righteous or whatever. And being able to look at everybody, no matter who they are, whether it's a homeless person or whatever, you have to like look at them and be like, yeah, that could have been me, or a man, don't have like envy, just appreciate where, who they are, appreciate, the space that they hold here in the universe. You know what I'm saying? Try to show them a little love, try to show them a little smile, try to just interact with the world in that way. And even if they react in a weird way, you already know that they're going to that's all they saw in their head was somebody smiling at them. And then they're going to be like, wait, there's something I'm doing wrong. They won't say it out loud, but they'll know it. Sometimes the smile is just that powerful. It's just a reflection of people, allowing people to reflect on themselves rather than you having to teach them or show them, what's wrong, or say and get caught up in it. So other ways to balance it out, gratitude. Gratitude is a great way to open up your heart chakra. Finding that gratitude for both, finding the gratitude for the opposites, and being able to understand that you are the middle between those opposites, and that's a beautiful place to be in, to be able to access both realms, to access, the feeling that I'm hungry, I can't wait to eat, oh my God. Even though you like that feeling, you can't wait to eat, but it's still a good feeling, especially when you got food coming, and then also like enjoying the food, enjoying every bite, every last bit of it, and then also enjoying, the full being satisfied and everything, you know what I'm saying, and even enjoying the digestion, understanding the full cycle of it, understanding that it's just a part of like being connected to both. And it's a beautiful thing that we get to be a part of. And being grateful, like I said, it also comes with like being able to expand faster. Because a lot of us, we see the world as separate from us, especially as humans. Like, we'll see everything as separate from us, like outside of us. And we're just like here, there's no God, there's no connection, we're just, we're in a simulation. No, you're in a simulation. Play too many games, get out in nature, for real. But nature is like a matrix though. There's different types of matrices, but I wouldn't call it a simulation. It's just a system that works on a vast level. It's a dimension. It's a playing field kind of thing. Anyway, so having that gratitude, you have to understand that the universe is more intelligent than you are. Please understand this. The world, the universe is more intelligent than you are, and a lot of times than what people give it credit for. I think most people. I would say a lot of time, most people give it credit for. Most people think that humans are the most intelligent thing out here, and we still haven't found alien life, and we still haven't found anything else that's more intelligent than us. So it's all about the humans. And that's like so wrong. Like, we get all of our creativity and our intelligence from the universe, from the cosmic, from our creativity and expansive ideas that we see. We get this from here, Everything's inspired from the things that we're in front of, we're souls, like taking in things, and putting out things. So give the universe more credit. Look at it like anybody could be God in disguise, Listen to it like that. listen to it like God. Obviously not everybody's in tune with their divine self, but there are moments when we can just sit back and like, God may be talking to you, or you may be talking to God. And sometimes it's good to show that gratitude or that respect for everything, you know? And at least be in that center, sort of center space. Yeah, being in that heart space, being in that eternal child, being in that joy, having that enjoyment, that gratitude will help fuel that enjoyment, because you're like, oh, this is cool, you know? I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful for being here. You know, that is that abundance in a way, you know? Just that gratitude is a beautiful thing, a very beautiful thing. Gratitude is amazing charger, you know, life force charger. But yeah, you know, enjoy life, you know, get out, maybe get out in nature, get around some green, get around some plants, go smell some plants, stop and smell the roses, you know, don't be the hare so much, try to be the tortoise a little bit more, slow down, let go, you know, like the ego, you gotta let go of that. You gotta learn how to let go from your ego. And then once you can do that, then you kind of expand to being able to receive so much more than just being caught up in these trips, you know. Now you're like more like, oh, okay, you can kind of be beyond the trip, be beyond the drama in a way, and allow yourself to be more connected with divine timing. And that's how we start to get into the divine realm and start to be able to access these things that also extend from this level of understanding. But anyways, that's our message for today. I hope y'all are having a beautiful day. I'm enjoying it. This looks amazing. Love y'all. Stay tuned as well. Yeah, you know, don't forget your heart, you know, keep that heart, you know, what was it? The movie Alice in Wonderland. It's so hard for me sometimes to think in the third dimension and come up with like references while I'm talking these talks. But yeah, Alice in Wonderland. Who needed the heart? The Tin Man, right? He needed a heart. A lot of us humans are kind of in that Tin Man state, where it's just like logic. It's all logic. What do I do next? What do I do tomorrow? Something, I need this to work, so I gotta do this, and this. I'm trying to control everything, but understand that there's love too. There's logic too. This all makes sense. All of this makes sense, and it all works. But there's also a love element to it that goes beyond the logic, you know? That also connects all the stuff that is magic, you know? In a way, you know, it's love. You know, it's the unity of it all. It's the connectivity of it all. It's the interplay of it all. But yeah, it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense. And that part is actually what makes it really freaking cool. You know, that's where I get excited. Like, the kid wants to come out. Like, you know, tap into that side of yourself. When I was a kid, I used to always and like do all this stuff and be like, yeah. You know, sometimes kind of open up into that space a little bit more. Don't get so rigid. Sometimes just be like, yeah. You know, don't destroy stuff, but you know, have fun with it sometimes. Show a little bit of joy. Open up, smile, you know, show some love. Be love, project love. You know, if you're not feeling it, sometimes you just gotta project it. And you will feel it from you projecting it, you know? You will charge your own self from just showing love and being in that state of gratitude, as opposed to having to receive it sometimes from people. Anyways, love y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Happy Lionsgate.